Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Bianca. Today I have some Dollar Tree DIYs for your home. The first thing I'm gonna do is get started with these 3 pieces of wall art. So like I said, these are from Dollar Tree, of course, and these are the wall arts, but you could use the canvases. I believe the canvases will be better to use because they are made from wood. These are made out of kind of like, it reminds me of like hardboard or something like that. But I decided to use these because I already had them sitting around in my craft closet for actually a really long time. So what I want to do is get the frame out of this canvas. So I need to remove that canvas. And what I'm going to do is be using this box cutter. And I just showed you, I had my hand above that staple that I'm taking out. You don't want to put your hand above it like I've said before in my previous videos because you will end up poking yourself. I always hold the frame away from the blade. So if I accidentally miss the staple somehow, I don't want to accidentally poke myself. Now that I have all the staples removed, you can see them on this side of the frame, but I'm going to go ahead and turn them around. Normally I use a Dollar Tree sponge brush, but I'm going to be taking this small brush and my nutmeg brown to paint all 3 frames brown. And the reason why I'm using the smaller brush is because I'm running out of this brown color. And if I use the sponge brush, if y'all have used it before, then you know that they soak up a lot of the paint and I don't want to waste it. So it did take me a little bit longer to paint them, but that's totally fine with me if I can save a little bit of paint. So once I had all the frames painted, I let them dry. And now what I'm going to do is connect all 3 of them. But before I do that, I'm going to add these 3 buckets that I showed you in my last haul from the Dollar Tree. These are actually located in the wedding section where all the party stuff is at. So it actually comes with some ribbon already and these little tags, but I'm not going to use that because obviously I want this to look a little rustic. So I'm taking that ribbon that I found from Dollar Tree a while back. I really like it. I think it's really pretty. So I'm just going to loop it through the handle of the bucket and glue it on top of the frame. Alright, I just add my hot glue to the ribbon, hold it in place for a few seconds, let that dry, and then go ahead and do the same thing to the other 2 buckets. And then I use my scissors to help me out, that way I don't burn myself. I do have Gorilla Glue that I could have used for this and it would have probably been better because obviously it's a better hold. But for video purposes, I'm just going to be using my hot glue gun. But I do recommend using some type of really good glue. They also sell super glue at Dollar Tree too if you want to use that. Now what I want to do to add a little more of a farmhouse touch to this, I'm going to add 1, 2, and 3 on each of the buckets. And I'm just going to be painting these black with my apple barrel paint. Alright, so I'm going to stand this up so you can see how it looks. And now I'm going to be using these Dollar Tree flowers, except I'm only going to be using the greenery to put inside of each bucket. And yeah, that'll be pretty much it for the look. Now to decorate this, the options are endless. You can do whatever you want to this, add more things, add different color flowers, you know, it's totally up to you. Alright you guys, so I hope you enjoyed this first DIY. I think it came out so nice. I really enjoyed making this one. Plus it was super simple and very cheap. Okay, now the second DIY, I'm going to be taking these Dollar Tree rulers. They come in a 2-pack just like this. I'm going to be using the back side of them. Even though I'm removing the strips that have the inches and centimeters, I'm still going to use the back side to it. So once I remove everything, this is the Gorilla Glue I was talking about. It's made to be used on different materials. Another option would be to use wood glue for this. If you don't have that, if you just have hot glue, then you can go ahead and use that too. So the directions say to get a damp cloth and wipe one side of whatever you're gluing. So that's what I did before applying the glue. I'm just taking the end of a painting brush and using that to help me apply the glue. So now that I've glued everything together, you have to apply some type of weight to each side because the glue does take some time to dry, like I said. So that is what I'm doing. I'm just adding some heavy objects to each side. I came back to this a few hours later, and of course this is completely dry. Now I'm going to be painting this with my white linen chalk paint and pavement paint. I also want you guys to know that the holes in the rulers does not bug me, but I know it will bug somebody. So if it does, if you do want to make something like this and you don't want to have the holes showing like that, I know Dollar Tree sells some kind of caulk that you could put, let it dry and sand it down. So first I'm going in with my pavement paint, and I'm just taking a piece of paper to help me out so I don't go over that line, which is where I glued the two rulers together. Again, I'm using that same brush I used earlier because I wanted to use a brush with bristles. And I know if I use that Dollar Tree sponge brush, it would bleed through and I would get the black pavement paint where I don't want it. So that's why I'm using this small brush. Obviously, it would be better if you could use a bigger bristled brush, but the bigger brush that I have is really big and I just didn't want to use that for this little sign. So now that I got the black paint done, I'm going to go in with linen white paint. So I'm just trying to be careful, and this brush was perfect for that. I wish I would have did an up close view of the brush. It really helped me paint a straight line. So once the paint was dry, I decided to use this Target dollar spot sign that says home. I knew I wanted it to say home, but I was so happy when I found this sign that I could use and just trace it and then paint it in with my gray paint. But if you don't have something like this, depending on your style, you can get the black poster board letters from Dollar Tree. They also have wooden letters that you can paint as well and put it on here, or you can print out something and copy it on here. Use your Cricut if you have one, or a Cameo silhouette. You know, the options are endless. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is just basically outline the whole thing, that way I don't get any paint again where I don't want it, and then I'll fill in everything with this gray paint from Apple Barrel. Once I fill in the word home, I'm going to let it dry, and then I will be doing a second coat inside. That way you won't be able to see the other paints coming through the gray paint. So I'm not sure what you call this wooden piece where I hung up the little home sign that I just made. If you know, please let me know in the comments below. I don't know what it's called, and it just says decor piece on the back of it, I believe. So the last DIY that I'm fixing to make, you can also hang it on some type of piece like this. If you have something in your home like this piece, I just felt like something was missing on it. There are really easy DIYs that you can make, like a little sign like this, or you can also put a wreath on it, which is what I'm going to be making. So for the wreath, I'm taking this Life is Beautiful sign. You probably recognize it if you watched my last Dollar Tree haul. It's really pretty. And I'm also taking this Dollar Tree wreath. I forgot what it's called, but they sell a small one like this and a bigger one. So to make this wreath, I want that sign to be the background, and I'm just gluing the edges of the wreath to the sign. Then I'm going to be taking these Dollar Tree flowers and applying them to the top and bottom corners. I think it'll really stand out with the greenery and the white flowers. I start off by gluing some of the green leaves first, and then I start to apply the white little flowers. And then they also have these really pretty green stems that I add to the top and bottom corners as well. So making a wreath couldn't be easier, especially when you use the signs from Dollar Tree. They're starting to come out with really nice signs that you could use. So this was another way that I decided to show you. If you have a decor piece like this and you want to add something to the middle of it, this would be a great option. So I hope you all enjoyed this video, you guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.